What if Tails and Amy Rose had a baby Tails pet in Sonic 4? The film begins with Amy Rose saving Sonic from a deadly attack by the Metal Sonics. However, when she tries to rescue Knuckles and Tails from another group of these androids that surrounded them, the Metal Sonics prove to be faster than Amy. Tails is captured and sealed away in a dimension that only those robots can access. Amy then explains to Sonic and Knuckles that Metal Sonic was created by an elder version of Eggman from Universe 10-248, with the purpose of annihilating Sonic across every universe. But among all the universes where he has already destroyed Sonic's counterparts, he has also encountered warriors who have interfered with and ruined his plans, in this case, Tails and herself. Because of that, in addition to targeting Sonic, Metal Sonic's mission is also to eliminate Amy Rose and all her variants due to their ability to travel through time, and to capture Tails alive in order to use his intellect to enhance the robot's weapon systems. Sonic asks Amy Rose what they could do to counter Metal Sonic's plans and save their friend Tails. Amy replies that it's impossible. Even if they joined forces and sought help from Shadow, they still wouldn't be able to defeat him. The ones who attacked them earlier were just a small sample. In total, there's an army of over 700 androids. Sonic's quills stand on end at Amy's words, but they bristle even more when she adds that those androids are only prototypes and that the original Metal Sonic, located in Universe X-248, is 10 times stronger than any of them. However, that original version holds the key to defeating them all. If they manage to destroy him, every copy will automatically shut down. Therefore, the most viable yet still extremely risky option is to travel to Earth X-248 and face the primary Metal Sonic directly. Team Sonic then travels to that universe along with Amy Rose, and upon facing the original Metal Sonic, they realize he isn't just an ordinary version, he's Neo Metal Sonic. His prime-level evolved form. The battle begins immediately, and Amy's warning that he was 10 times stronger than the original turns out to be no exaggeration. Within seconds, Neo Metal Sonic defeats Sonic, Knuckles, and Amy Rose with overwhelming power. As they struggle to get back on their feet, Knuckles, gritting his teeth and spitting out dust, mutters, "We'd have stood a better chance if we'd brought the Master Emerald." Meanwhile, Sonic, his jaw clenched, can only stare into the enemy's cold eyes, seeing the reflection of all the versions of himself that Neo Metal Sonic has already annihilated across countless universes. Just as the entire Team Sonic is about to be wiped out, a sudden burst of space-time technology engulfs them, and in an instant, the three heroes vanish without a trace. Team Sonic wakes up in a laboratory, and before them stands an adult, Tails, holding hands with a small pink fox who looks a lot like him, his son. It turns out that in this universe, Sonic and Knuckles had already died more than a year ago, and during that time, Tails had married Amy Rose. Together they had a child, whose traits were a blend of both parents, a mix of Tails' features and Amy's rosy tones. However, tragedy had struck this world. After Neo Metal Sonic defeated Sonic and Knuckles, Tails and Amy survived only by remaining hidden. But even then, Neo Metal Sonic eventually found them, taking Amy Rose's life, leaving Tails completely alone with his young son, Taylor. Now, burdened by loss and guilt, Tails lives in isolation, unable to avenge those he loved, not because he lacks the will, but because he simply doesn't have the power to fight back. But now, with the arrival of this new Sonic, Knuckles, and Amy Rose, Tails saw a new glimmer of hope, his eyes filled with tears, as long-forgotten emotions resurfaced. Tails then asks the group, "Why isn't the Tails from your universe here with you?" Sonic answers, "He was kidnapped by Metal Sonic, and our mission is to rescue him. But to do that, we need to defeat the original Neo Metal Sonic. That's why we came here. Though, judging by the difference in power, it's going to be a lot harder than we expected." Tails looks at them with determination and replies, "Then we won't let your friend die the way mine did. We're going to save him." He then explains that on the very day Sonic and Knuckles from his universe were killed, he had already been working on a set of advanced technological equipment designed to amplify their powers. But before he could deliver it, he received the devastating news that they had fallen in battle. Tails then takes out a crystal-shaped box resembling an emerald and says, "Here, these power units belong to you now. I built them to only work with your DNA." so no one else can use them. As Sonic and Knuckles attach the enhancement devices, which take the form of bracelets, their bodies are instantly enveloped in blinding light. In seconds, they transform into their prime forms. Now stands a massively built Knuckles, radiating an aura of raw strength and dominance, alongside a ferocious Sonic. His hands equipped with razor-sharp claws, and his speed, amplified 15-fold. Together, they rise, ready for the ultimate battle that will decide the fate of all universes.
Hey you! Don't forget subscribe!
Please subscribe to our channel!
Subscribe now!
Now, Team Sonic stands fully prepared for battle. But before they set out, Tails asks Amy Rose to stay behind with him while Sonic and Knuckles Prime confront Neo Metal Sonic, saying softly that there's something important he needs to share with her. Meanwhile, Sonic and Knuckles launch themselves toward the enemy. Neo Metal Sonic finally reveals his true power. His speed now rivals Sonic's, even though Sonic's has been boosted 15-fold, and his strength surpasses Knuckles by nearly 20 times. The first to strike is Sonic, but Neo Metal Sonic moves faster, landing a devastating blow that sends him crashing through the rocks. As Neo Metal Sonic then turns to attack Knuckles, the Echidna activates his new special ability, one that allows him to release the kinetic energy stored in his body from previous impacts. The moment Neo Metal Sonic hits him, Knuckles unleashes a massive burst of chaos kinetic energy, creating a shockwave explosion that sends Neo Metal Sonic flying across the battlefield, tearing the ground apart beneath them. Knuckles rushes over to help Sonic back to his feet, and together they charge once more toward Neo Metal Sonic, having finally discovered a potential way to defeat him. But Neo Metal Sonic is far from finished. With a dark, mechanical roar, he summons an army of 100 Metal Sonic copies, surrounding the two heroes and locking down their movements. Now, Sonic and Knuckles are truly in dire straits. In the chaos, one of the Metal Sonic copies strikes from behind, impaling Knuckles through the chest with its claws. The Echidna gasps, collapsing to his knees as his heartbeat slows, faint, weak, almost stopping entirely. Seeing this, Sonic's fury explodes. His aura flares with intense blue energy as he charges straight at Neo Metal Sonic, shouting with rage. With a devastating punch, Sonic sends Neo Metal Sonic flying across the battlefield. The army of copies rushes in to protect their leader, but Sonic tears through them one after another, his movements a blur. Every strike shatters metal, every step leaves sparks in the air. The copies fall like dominoes before his unstoppable wrath. Seeing that Sonic's pace in battle was starting to slow, Neo Metal Sonic seized the moment and lunged at him once more. The two clashed violently, exchanging punches charged with chaos energy so intense that the entire battlefield was reduced to rubble shockwaves, tearing through the ground and sky alike. But then, in a single fateful instant, Sonic's sharp hearing caught something, or rather, the absence of something. He could no longer hear Knuckles' heartbeat. The Echidna had finally succumbed to his wound from the Metal Sonic copy. That split second of grief shattered Sonic's focus. His eyes widened, his body froze, and Neo Metal Sonic took advantage of it, impaling Sonic straight through the chest. The Hedgehog's aura faded as his body collapsed lifelessly to the ground. Sonic the Hedgehog had fallen in battle, because at that very instant, Tails appeared with Amy Rose and young Taylor, the son of Tails and that universe's Amy. Standing together, they unleashed a new ability born from their combined bond and energy, a fusion of intellect, love, and chaos power. And through it, they brought Sonic and Knuckles back to life, their hearts reigniting in brilliant light. The reason Tails had asked Amy Rose to stay behind was because his late wife, the Amy Rose from that universe, had created a special technology before she died. This invention allowed time to be reversed for a specific individual, meaning that if that person had just been injured, rewinding time by even 4 seconds would completely erase the wound, restoring them to their uninjured state. This was the very technology Tails had just used, the one that reversed and healed Sonic's and Knuckles' fatal injuries. However, there was a catch. The device's power required 3 users sharing the same genetic code to activate it. Tails could never use it alone, not even with his son Taylor. But now, with Amy Rose from another universe, who happened to share the exact genetic code of his late wife, the conditions were finally met. With this miracle achieved, Sonic and Knuckles stood revived, stronger than ever, their chaos energy surging anew. Together with Tails, Amy, and Taylor, they were ready at last to face Neo Metal Sonic and begin the ultimate final battle. And here we see that it wasn't only Sonic, Knuckles, Amy Rose, and Tails who were powerful warriors. Even young Taylor proved to be extraordinary. Having inherited his mother Amy's combat instincts and his father Tails' brilliant intellect, the little fox, despite his age, fought like a miniature combat machine, agile, precise, and fearless. After hours of relentless battle, Team Sonic finally defeated Neo Metal Sonic. With his fall, every single copy, including those scattered across other universes, instantly shut down. The multiverse was at peace once again. In the midst of the victory, however, Tails from Universe 248 looked down sorrowfully and said, "If only you had arrived sooner, maybe I could have saved my friends' lives." Sonic walked up to him, placing a reassuring hand on his shoulder and replied, "Don't worry. Everything happens for a reason. I know that the Sonic and Knuckles, who gave their lives for you and for their world, would be proud of the warrior you've become. But at least now, I know we can bring your Amy Rose back." Tails, shocked, stammers, "What? How? Are you sure about that? The temporal regression device can only rewind up to 6 months. Amy's been gone for a whole year." Sonic smiles faintly and replies, "When we used the device earlier, I sensed something. A faint fraction of the chaos energy it emitted felt identical to mine." He pauses, then adds, "In my universe, I'm destined to start a family with Amy Rose. That connection between us across worlds means my chaos energy resonates with hers. If I channel my power into the device, we might be able to extend its reach, even rewind an entire year." With hope reignited, Sonic channels his chaos energy into the temporal device, merging it with the energies of Tails, Amy, and Taylor. A radiant surge of light floods the lab, and from where Amy's body once lay, her heartbeat returns soft at first, then strong. Moments later, Amy Rose opens her eyes, alive once more. Tears fill Tails' eyes as he kneels beside her, holding her close while little Taylor embraces them both. At last, the family is reunited, and amid the glow of the restored world, Sonic smiles quietly, a universe healed, and a bond eternal. And after this happy ending for Tails' family in Universe X 248, the Amy Rose from the main universe took one last step before their departure. Using her skills and the data recovered from Neo Metal Sonic's core, she extracted every fragment of critical information stored within it. Among that encrypted data, they discovered something invaluable: the exact coordinates of the dimension where the original Tails had been imprisoned. With the mission finally clear, Sonic, Amy, and Knuckles activated the dimensional gateway once more and returned to their own Earth, determined to bring their Tails back home. As the portal closed behind them, the camera pans up to the stars, a final glimmer of peace shining across the multiverse, marking the end of one battle and the beginning of hope reborn.